Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Brad and I are continuing our top 100 games of all time. This is 70 through 61, so just two more until we're halfway through. So let's go ahead and get started. Brad,
All
how's the
right.
segment looking for you?
This segment is kind of a reverse of my last one because I have two new ones to the list.
Okay,
I have three that fell, but six rows.
nice. I think
Or five rows, not six.
I am right there as well. Sorry, 70 through 61. Come on, quit being stupid. There we go. Yeah, I only have. Yeah, two that fell. Three new ones though, and then
Yeah.
five that rose.
Okay.
So pretty good section.
Yeah. Yeah. Not bad at all. And the two new ones to the list are, you know, obviously they're 2025 games, so that's why they're new.
All right, cool.
All right.
Kick us off.
So my 70 is a game that we both enjoy, and I know it'll be on your list at some point, probably a lot higher than me. You actually showed me this game. It was 77 last year, so it jumped up seven spots. And that is Leviathan Wilds.
Nice. Wow, I expected this to be higher on your list.
I mean, it jumped. It moved up,
Yeah,
but it's making its way, you know. Um, I just need to get it played more. I think
yeah,
that's the thing. Like I play it every now and again. It seems to be with you. I really haven't messed with it myself solo much, but once I start playing
there
it
we go.
more though.
Yeah,
And then I'm excited for the new content too. That'll be nice when that stuff comes out
for
and all
sure.
that. But anyway, so if you've watched any videos from us, like this game gets brought up or quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, it's a co-op game. It takes the place of kind of like a um oh, what is that game? Shadows of the
Oh,
Colossus or whatever.
yep.
Kind of like that, but I've never played that game. But so it has your flip book map. The map is different um a different Leviathan that you're going to be trying to clear taint crystals, I think is what they're called, taint, or you're trying to get rid of
Yeah.
the crystals, and you pick a climber and or two if you're playing solo. I want to try to do like I usually play with two if I'm gonna do solo.
Hmm.
But you move around the map trying to get to those crystals and do stuff. You can pick up different items that are on the board that are there when you set up. Um, you get to be strategic in how you move because certain ways you move on that grid, you may have to take damage, but if you play a card that has like in your action selection that has the damage, then you don't take the damage or the crap. I'm missing the what's the yellow
Blight.
symbol? Blight, yes.
The yellow symbol is grip.
Grip, yes. The
Um,
blue is blight, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you are trying to balance that out. And the thing I like about this game the most is because you have your own deck for your hero, and you have to play a card and put a card down as your action points for that round. So you may have to generally the higher action point cards are also really good abilities. So you're trying to balance that stuff out. Um, there's a lot of teamwork in this game when you are playing with two different things you can do to help out. Um, you have to watch your grip because if you lose your grip, you're going to fall. So, which there's ledges in the game, odds and ends, different stuff that you can fall to. So you just have to be really strategic. And all of the ones I've played so far of the Leviathans are very different. Um,
Yeah.
the there's a couple of them in the newest expansion, or at least one that comes to mind that was a little tedious. Um, but they're not going to hit on every one of them, I guess. Um, but you've said this before when we've talked about this that there was a map in the I think it was in the rule book that
Yeah,
had
it's in the expansion rule book.
right, and it has like this whole world and all these zones in the world that we already have the core and we have Deep Veil, so there's like what three or four other
I think
zones
so.
that we
Yeah,
haven't.
Shattered Peak is definitely one of them, and I think there's three more
Yeah, so
out there.
So because as popular as this game is, and it makes its money and stuff like that and everything
Yeah,
that, and I would guess that it's fairly cheap to produce because there's no minis. They do screen printed meeple and a map book,
right.
and then cards for the new climbers and stuff. But
Yeah.
the other thing about this game is the monsters uh, actions. I can't remember what they call that either, but there's they flip over and you have until the end of that round to because it'll fire off at that point. So you need to be smart because there's AoE effects that you have to try to get out of that zone. Um, and then there's a lot of, most health does this, less health does this. There's that picture of that thing that if there wasn't a spiral bound in the middle, I think that would solve that rings
Yeah.
issue a lot. Um, but there is that ring. It's there.
I
So
mean, I wonder if it's possible, like, to get like to buy these spiral bound, like spiral things, and you just get the ends. So you just take the whole spiral thing out of the book yourself, and then just clip in the top two sections the way Dragon Eclipse
Oh,
does.
I'm sure you can buy them
There,
that way at an office store. I'm
yeah,
sure
or
you can.
take the book to like an Office Depot and be like, "Hey, can you like re-spiral this and
Th
just do the top and bottom?"
There's also some people have done with spiral bounds. They've used like twine and twined it and
Oh
tied it off,
yeah,
so it's like a lay flat book and stuff like that. So
yeah,
anyway, but for what you get in these deals, because they're not super expensive, Kickstarters and stuff,
right,
you get a lot of game in this, and I'm excited to see what else comes of it,
yeah,
um, because the art's awesome, the characters have been awesome so far, so I'm just ready for more.
yep. Yep, I agree. We may talk about it
I'm
in
sure we
like
will.
like five sections. Potential spoiler. All right, good pick. All right. My number 70 is a cooperative game that fell. It was 63 that last year and 152 the year before. So at least it didn't fall that far from last year. So that is Endangered. We can go with new species, doesn't really matter. These are just expansions, but Endangered is a cooperative game where you are picking a scenario, and your scenario is going to be centered around an endangered species. Um, Whether that is these rhinos, which if these, oh, sorry, these are elephants. I was like, are these rhinos? Because if it was the
They
white
look like
rhino, then
rhinos.
they do look like rhinos. But yeah, I guess they're the tusk from the top down. I thought they were rhinos. But you have rhinos, you have tapirs, you have leopards or jaguars, whichever one this is. You have whatever types of birds these are. Um,
Probably the condor.
yeah, that might be it. But it's the entire scenario is centered around these endangered species, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to utilize action cards and manage events while following the rules of the scenario to prevent these species from dying off, whether you're having to deal with poachers or whether you're having to deal with pollution, like
Hmm.
sea pollution, like in this case of like netting capturing sea turtles. This is not a fun game. It's not a fun game. It sucks. I hate it. It's not if you love animals, it's a bittersweet where it's like, oh yeah, I get to save them, and then you're just reminded of how shitty humanity is
Yes.
to fuck with that we're even in a situation like this to begin with. But the great thing about it is, from my understanding, like every purchase of this game or a lot of the proceeds that they got from their Kickstarter would go to these
Preservation deals.
yeah, preservation charities, which is fantastic, and I will always like because I think they just went on Kickstarter for another quick like a scenario pack that you can get,
Hmm.
and uh and I'm always quick to jump on that. One of them was the It was the Red Wolves. That was the first one, but then they just did another one, Australia. That's it for the koalas. So yeah, like they have the monarch butterfly. They have I thought they had one for penguins, or I think penguins is one. Giant panda is another one. But yeah, like it's dice worker placement, not dice worker placement, dice placement, utilizing, let me see if I can find some pictures. Well, I can find some pictures. Um, but yeah, you're placing you're putting out these cards over here that can be used for dice for your actions.
Right.
Um, which I always like dice placement games like that. But you're trying to get a certain amount of like awareness to meet the criteria for a lot of the nations. And
Right.
once you meet a certain number of those, then you win. But you have very limited time to actually do that. So I think this game works extremely well. I love the theme, the bittersweet nature of it. But I love those kinds of games where you can kind of just it's easy to play and your variety comes from the scenario that you pick.
Right.
So there's going to be tons of games like that later on, but it's like, okay, let's try and save. I mean, the first one you could do is like the tigers. Let's try and save these tigers. And okay, cool, we did that. Now let's try and save the condors or whatever it might be. So I think this game has a lot of legs. Just as long as we keep fucking making animals endangered, I guess this game is gonna keep getting expansions. So maybe they're the problem. Like maybe Grand Gamers Guild is out there poaching animals, and they're
Oh
like,
God.
we got a new scenario, boys. Maybe have the Kickstarter go live."
Jeez.
But that'd be so fucked. But yeah, I like the Grand Gamers Guild. They don't get enough love, I feel like.
Deep Sea is the big one for me
That is
from
true.
them.
And Endeavor
Yeah.
Deep Sea. Roll Camera was kind of what put them on the map for me and then kind of endangered. So I think I've heard good things about Artemis
I
Project.
have Artemis Project and I still in Shrink. I got it really cheap one time and I just never have played it. Or is it the Odyssey?
Okay,
I can't remember if it's Artemis Project or Artemis Odyssey. I have one of them that I got like for $10 or something like that.
gotcha. Okay. Oh shit. They have. Did I get these? I don't know if I did. Do I have the Galapagos penguins? I don't know if I have the lemur leaf frog either,
Are
or
those
the
just like
Tasmanian devil.
little things?
I think so. I mean, they're because each scenario has like their own cards that are thematic to that species. But I don't know. I'd have to look if I have
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that is my number 70, Endangered.
All right. My number 69 is a game that well, it was 53 last year, so it slipped a little bit, mainly because it's a small box two-player only game, but it just hasn't hit the table much this year because we've been playing a lot of other two-player games, my wife and I, and stuff like that. So, but this one's still a great game. If it got played, it would still be in the 50s or 40s probably, and that is Beer and Bread.
Beer
Um,
and bread. If I
it's
wasn't
got an ands.
yep, if I'm not. There it is.
Yeah.
Bear and bread. Nice.
But this one was one that it has such a generic name, and I saw it pop up on online store, and I was like, "Huh, it's only like $30." I was like, "I'll get it, whatever." Because actually,
Yeah.
my wife's who pointed it out, and I picked it up, and I was like, "Damn, this is good." Because this like I said, it's two-player only game. You are making beer and you're making bread, obviously. You're getting different of the components to make each. The barley, the hops, the wheat, and the can't remember what the other one was, but and then water. But the cards that you get in this game are multi-use, which is another cool thing because you can use them for the resources at the top of the card. You can use them to actually create the beer or the bread, depending on the deal. And then some of them will tuck under your board and be either in-game scoring or give you an ability throughout the game.
Hmm.
Um, and this is that game that you're going to be playing cards down to get your resources and stuff, and like the I guess the spring or whatever. I can't remember what the terminology is. There's and on that track there, the green, red, green, red, green, red that the white marker is on. Like in the green, that's when you're because you draft cards, but go back and forth drafting. You're gonna be playing cards, and then the cards that you play down for resources come back into your hand. And then when it's the fall season, obviously there's no drafting, so you're only using the cards that you played down for resources.
Mm,
You can always buy cards that are up there at the left of that board. There's cards up there you can trade out. Resources get limited in the dry part, like in the fall deal, so that you'll always seed those gardens with a certain number. As you can see, like the wheat will be seven in the wet season and only five of them, and they are limited. So once they're out, you can't get any more unless you have ability cards. Um, but what ends up happening here is you're going to be scoring beer, you're going to be scoring bread, and then whichever one has the least number is your score at the end of the game. So this kind of goes along with what we were talking about with a game a couple of or a segment or two ago, where it's the lower of the two scores that will be your end game score. So you don't want to go all in on bread. You need to
right.
try to balance them. Um, and then there's different abilities that you can tuck in under the bottom that may give you help with that. Um, but it's not a mean game at all, other than the drafting and the taking of resources. The water is always available. The one thing is you have your little storage shed there that has like the three waters and the hops and the barley. That's the other one. Um, and if you ever go over those spots, then you can choose what you stay, but then anything extra you have to offer to your neighbor, which is always a nice little thing too. So it's like you have
Yeah.
to keep an eye on that. You can buy extensions for your storage shed, let you hold more. It's a cool, calm game. There's nothing really mean about it. You're just building your beer and your bread and seeing how it goes. It was a super big surprise for me that, when we got it and played it, and there's a lot of game in this little box. And
Yeah.
I mean that's really all I have to say about it, really.
Right. That's all I have to say about that.
Yep.
Yeah, this is like I mean it's kind of crazy because it is high up. Nine might be at this point a little bit too high. I could see it bumping it down to an eight, but I'll keep it there until I play it again. But speaking of nine, this was 209 for me.
Okay.
So it fell way, way down. Not because I dislike it or anything, but yeah, I mean, kind of same as you. I just haven't been. I should show this to my girlfriend though. I think she would
I think
like
she'd
it quite
like
a
it.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I completely agree. I think it's a extremely solid two-player game that by looking at it, you would be like, oh, okay. And then you'll move on. But give it a shot. It's a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. My number 69, nice, is one of the sexiest games I own. Um, like in terms of its production, its gameplay, and its theme. Its theme is really what makes it sexy. If you're a Jellicle cat, because this is Isle of Cats.
Oh yeah.
If you're a Jellicle, really horny cat, then this is right up your alley. Um, Brad, you're a fan of the Broadway show Cats, right?
I've never watched it.
You've watched it every day.
Nope,
You listen
never
to the
watched it.
soundtrack. He's embarrassed, guys.
No. I
He
couldn't even
on
tell you anything about
Halloween,
it.
he came over half naked with a cattail. It was exotic.
All I know is it's a bunch of weird people dressed up as cats, and that's all I
That,
know about
no,
it.
you nailed it. That's it. That you don't need to know anything else. It's a bunch of yeah, like Hollywood elites that are just weirdly aroused. But Isle of Cats is nothing like that. It is a polyomino game where you are whatever the theme is, of going to a island of weird exotic cats and rescuing them, putting them on your boat. A lot of these polyomino style. I mean, is there a polyomino game that doesn't have your board have negative points for you to cover them up? Because I'm pretty sure almost every single one has it. I guess Planet Unknown doesn't have that.
No.
Or World Wonders or well, never mind. But basically, you're gonna have a certain number of these types of cats that come out, and they all come in different shapes. and you are drafting them along with, which you can fit in your basket, how much movement and stuff you have, how much fish you have to spend to put them onto your boat.
Right.
And you get a bunch of victory points for which rooms are covered up, cat families, so you want like cats to be next to each other. Any types of treasures that you can get, like these, and these all go into like a big bag, and so you're just pulling them out, and you're like, so it gets really exciting whenever you find one that's a perfect shape for you or a perfect spot. And if that was the game, that'd be enough. I think it'd still be an extremely solid game. But what I really like about this one over a lot of polyomino games is the card play. So this has one of those where there's a bunch of decks of cards that you can kind of pick and choose which sets of cards you want to shuffle into one deck. And a lot of them might be victory point scoring. They could be private objectives they were aiming for, public objectives that go out if you don't choose it. So there's a lot that's going into this game that feels like it's kind of not part of it's a lot of parts that shouldn't really work together,
Right.
and but it does. It's extremely well made, and the crazy thing is it's by a designer that I actually don't really like any of his other games. It's He made Emberleaf, that if it was a hour-long game would have been fine at best, but it's 3 hours. City of Kings, which is a wonky game, blows my mind. This feel like Look at this. Look at this top games. Isle of Cats, Isle of Cats Duel, Race to
City
the
of
Raft,
Kings.
Emberleaf, Isle of Cats. Then this game that's just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But even though this is, I think, is his first one. I haven't tried Race to the Raft and I haven't tried the other ones, but yeah, typically not a designer. I'm excited to play his games, but um, I just really, really like this one. They really went top notch uh, um, for that cat theme. Like this is the inside of the
Hmm.
box where if you have a pet cat, you should place it here. I think I'd have to go back. I feel like I did go back and check, and I want to say it's there, but I think my run through or discussion, I I tried putting Zelda in here. So I have a video of my old cat that I absolutely loved who passed away a couple years ago. Still on the channel. She did not lay in it.
Yeah.
I put her up and she's like, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
this? Get me
Cats do
out of
whatever the
here."
hell they want.
I know. Uh, she was like, "I'm not supposed to be on the table," so she got up and left. But yeah, that I couldn't bring myself because I mean this also is a video I did with an old friend and my ex-wife, and I can't bring myself to remove that video. I don't want to redo it because
Yeah.
Zelda's in it.
Yep.
Anyway, if you love polyomino games, this is a really unique one. Uh, Extremely good. So I absolutely love it. That's my 69, Isle of
This one,
Cats.
this one's way low on me just because I haven't played it in a long time. It's
Yeah.
like 230, but I
And
haven't.
yeah, it is weird. Like again, like I have the deluxe box for it. I think I have a wooden insert as well. And yeah, you're right. It's just one of those games that for some reason it doesn't hit the table all that much, even though
Hmm.
I really like it. So um I should get this to the table. Like next game day. I think everyone in the group would like it.
Amy really likes this game.
Really? Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, next game day we schedule. This should be on
Okay.
the docket.
Sounds good. All right.
All right.
So my number 68 is my first new one to this segment. This is a game that was on my uh, top 10 of 25 um, games, and that is Galilei. Um,
Galileo,
yeah,
Galilei.
I want to start singing the Wayne's World. Galileo, Galileo. But anyway, so this one um was another one that came out around the same time SETI came out. SETI came out just a little bit before this, and they're both by the same designer. Um, and that Thomas Holek. But
Yep.
this one, well, first of all, the cover art I love. I mean, it's really neat looking. The old style. you know.
Hmm.
And then when you get the board, this you have to assemble your player boards in this game because there's a telescope that you'll have on your player board that you assemble the it on there, and there's 5 actions you get to choose from. So each turn you move your telescope to one of those actions, and that's how you select your action. Um, you are trying to discover planets and stuff like that while trying to avoid the Inquisition, who thinks what you're doing is unholy or whatever. Um, but you are going through and doing that. It's not a super complex Euro at all. Like it's a 3.05, so it looks a little more than what it is. It's a pretty easy game, really. But you're going through just discovering planets, getting your victory points, doing all this other stuff. But um, and then there's an expansion that just came out called Luna that I picked up. I think it might have been on my expansions of
I think
25
so.
also, and it's about mapping out the moon. So it's another sideboard where you're trying to like map it out, and there's more. It brings more stuff to the Inquisition where you can actually like I guess bribe them or something like that. You're trying to get them on your side, and stuff like that. But it's just a neat one. I like the cards, the planet cards, because there's like the constellations on there, and there's all this interesting kind of stuff. Um, and it just turned out to be another one of those good Euros that came out this last year. There was a lot of Euros that came out in 25 that I really liked. Um, and so we'll be talking about another one here in a couple spots,
I
but
thought it would be SETI.
no, it's not. I need to play that again before I can make my decision on it. I only played it that once with you.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it's a good one. I think people need to try this one because it's like I said, it's a fairly simplistic Euro. I'd say mid low weight. Um, and you can get more. Oh, I guess going back to the telescope, like you can get more actions as the game goes too. So there's that option as well. Each of the player, you'll select a astronomer, and they're each going to have their own abilities and stuff as well. Um, that you'll have. And yeah, I mean, this one I heard a lot of hype on. I I think I bought this the exact same time I bought SETI when we were at
You
tabletop that
did.
day.
Yep.
And this one so far to this point is my favorite of the two. Um, but yeah,
Let's
that's
see.
I'd say the Luna expansion's not like a have to have. Like
8181. Yeah.
um it just it's not a must have the expansion, but it just adds more stuff to it that makes it, have more choices and stuff. But the base game itself is still really great.
Nice. Yeah, I do want to try this one.
Hmm.
Um, I really like the art of the
Yeah.
planet cards. Those are nice. But yeah, it looks like has a lot going on.
Yep. Yep, it's a good
Cool.
one.
Cool. Probably not as good as SETI. I mean, it's obviously not. Look at that 7.6. It's basically trash.
It's
Uh,
easier to get to the table, I'll put it that way. Setup's a lot
that
easier
is probably true.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Games don't take as long.
Nice. All right. My number 68. Oh, Isle of Cats, by the way, I forgot to mention Rose. It was 78 last year. So Rose, 9 spots, but it was 32 the year before. So might
Gotcha.
sit around this until I get to play it. Probably when it was 32, I played it more
Probably.
recently. Um, my 68 was 70 last year, and it was 68 the year before. So it's probably gonna sit around here because it's part of a. I'm gonna say trilogy. There's one that doesn't. It's not really part of this family anymore, but this was the first one that kind of utilized the system in a more modern way, and that is Forgotten Waters.
Yeah.
So Forgotten Waters is the first uh Crossroads game that was done by Plaid Hat after they had gotten back their company because they went under Asmodee, made Gen 7, one of the worst games ever made. Um, and then they did Forgotten Waters, which is they all fit the same wheelhouse of you have your own character trying to gain, infamy, trying to complete their own kind of like become a legend throughout the pirates. Um, but depending on the scenario that you're playing, you're going through this map book,
Right.
and they're going to show you these. Oh, hey, you're on cursed waters, and now you have a timer where you have to take your character and do one of these actions. Some of them, like the Hungry Crew or Sail, um, has to be done by someone. It's fully cooperative, but in this game, you're kind of doing things to screw each other over in a more jovial, lighthearted, backstabby pirate way. It's not semi-cooperative in any way, um, but it's all about the humor. This one and the one that came after it, and the one that came after that, Freelancers and Wandering Galaxy, are all written and voiced extremely well. Like the app and narration for these games just put this one over the top. So it really enhances the experience because the voice acting and the writing is just super super funny, um, like legitimately hilarious. So the actions and the way they do the crossword system is now all app driven. It's not a deck of cards like Dead of Winter
Right.
was. So it's all handled very seamlessly, and just there's a lot going on because every player controls like a role, like they're either the gunner or the first mate, and it's just little things they have to keep track of. The first mate has to keep track of the crew. Quartermaster handles the infamy. One role basically handles the app. Um, but yeah, like I really like the way that Forgotten Waters is ran. One of my favorite things that they've done is this one and Freelancers both do this like Mad Lib style thing whenever you're making your character. So whenever you're reading your backstory or reading after you hit like a constellation, you read something more and it just
Hmm.
inserts something that you put in your Mad Lib. It just makes it really funny. So I don't know why more games don't do that. I think that's a really fun way of making a backstory character, and it completely fits for this game. Um, yeah. So the only issue with these is that they do kind of require a larger group. I mean, people are saying it's best with five. I mean, and that might be true. I've never played this at five. Max I've ever done is four, and that's perfectly fine. The only reason I think they're saying best with five is I think there's five roles, or I can't remember exactly how many roles there are. There might be seven, but some of them you could dual roll easily. So you're not doubling up on a lot of roles, but you could play this at this one specifically, I think has like some weird rules with its 2 and 3 player game. So yeah, if you like pirates and you like kind of bite-sized narrative adventures, then Forgotten Waters is one of the best, and I absolutely love it. So that's my 68.
All right. I haven't played it, but good choice anyway. All right.
Yeah, I'd say, oh, this would be a great one for the game day, but that damn co-op nature.
Yeah, I know. All right. 67. This is a game. It was 56 last year, so it fell 11 spots just because it didn't get played this year. And I still have yet to play it with the expansion that everybody says makes the game even better, and that is A Feast for Odin. I haven't touched the Norwegians expansion yet, and I need to because people say it's awesome. So, have you played the Norwegians yet?
I have not.
Okay. Um, so anyway, with this game, this is kind of the third game in these big sprawling game. You know, they kind of build off of each other because it was like there was Agricola, and it went to Caverna, and then it was this. This is the furthest away from those other two, just mainly because of the polyomino nature and the um how when you have your board that you place stuff on, it's all negative points. Like it's all just negative one everywhere, and you're
There we go.
you're getting stuff to cover those up as you take actions, gain things, items, play, all that jazz. Um, So you're trying to do that. Then you can even get other little islands and stuff that'll be a bunch of negative ones that you can add to put more stuff on that okay, because it'll come out with negative points as well. The thing that always intimidates people about this game was the action selection board, because there's a bunch of actions on there. But like you had said at some other point in another video earlier, it's like actually was this on your have you already
Yeah,
talked about this on your top
I
100?
have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
This
what that
one
was the video.
was 90.
Okay. Is that they're kind of broken down in sections, so um so you're always going to have something to be able to do, even if somebody takes the exact little thing you can do, there's another one that may be similar to it you can still do. And there's all these different things around here. You're always going to be able to do stuff. You're not going to be able to do everything. I mean, that's typical for most Euro-y kind of games is you don't want to be able to do everything. So you're going to have different
Right.
lanes that you can try out. So the replay value of this is good. Um, and like I said, I'm not sure what the Norwegians adds that makes people say it's like a must expansion, but I know it was hard to find for a while. I managed to find me a copy of it. Um, but uh, but yeah,
Oh,
so there's raid,
there it
trade, and
is.
settling of the
It's
Norwegians,
right
huh?
there. That's what makes everyone love it.
The pregnant horse.
Yeah, dude.
Jeez. It must take up a bunch of negative one spots.
You're just sitting there like, Seth, can you please put something else on your board? Nope, getting another pregnant horse. It's not even giving you any points. It's giving me points.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this one is one I need to get to the table again because I enjoy the hell out of this.
Have you ever been here?
Been where?
Right here.
I don't know what the hell that says.
I
Um,
know.
but
Just some random German town. You ever been there? You ever been to Hotel?
no. But anyway,
It's
so
just
I've really been getting into more of a Uwe Rosenberg kick.
I've noticed you're looking for
Well,
Newsfjord.
I have Newsfjord. I have the regular version of it that I haven't opened yet. But then I noticed there was a big box that adds four more fish decks
Oh,
to it, which is four more ways to play the game. I mean, so I'm like, I want the big box, but it's out everywhere. So that's why I was like, I'll just get that and sell my in shrink Nurse Fear because Nurse Fear's out of print right now, the
yeah.
regular
How do you
version.
spell that?
NUSFJ.
Oh, okay, FJ.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if this is the one I've played. It is not. This is
Right.
not the
There's
one I've
different
played.
fish
Oh, I
decks.
think
So, and
yeah.
that
Okay.
brings all new cards to the game. So, like each deck has the whole game set up differently because of how it is, which is awesome. And this one also, Nurse Fear, that was the one I'm looking for too, but it's out of print as well. I want Hallertau, but anyway, on Nurse Feared, it's like you have to like it's supposed to be one of the best ones that he's made for solo. Like
Oh, okay.
the game lasts like 20 minutes solo is
Gotcha.
all for nurses.
Nice.
So that's one reason why I got it, but then I haven't played it, and then I want the big box now, so I don't want to open up the other one to do it. But
His description pops up in German first.
interesting.
Um, what?
I
There's
mean,
a game of his I've played that I thought it was Hallertau, but maybe
that you
it
didn't
is.
like.
No, 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 I didn't like it. Or it's not that I didn't like it. It was I thought it was fine. I think that is the one I
Well, I
played.
know you didn't like At the Gates of Loyang, didn't you? Wasn't that one that
I have
you?
never played that
Okay, I
before in
thought
my
that was one
life.
you were trying to sell at one point. Maybe I was thinking of another one. Um, but Le Havre is another one that's really good by him.
And then
Um,
Agricola is probably his magnum opus for a lot
Agricola,
of people. I would
I
say so.
guess. I mean, he's built onto that so much that I'd say it's a afterthought to me. Like, because
I
like he's taken
know,
that game and built on it so much that
right, but I think for a lot of people, since that was the first one of his that they've played, that's just gonna be the best one.
right.
Like that I mean, because no one, I mean, the people who play A Feast for Odin understand that it's a really good game, but I think that's a small sample size.
Yeah. I think Le Havre is actually his highest rated one, if I was gonna guess. Um, But
He has a lot of bangers.
oh yeah, yeah. And that's the thing, like I've really gotten into
It is
his
not.
well, I mean
Feast for Odin.
on the I guess the top 100. It's not that's what I was meaning, the top 100 overall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
79, and then
79.
I
So
see.
Agricola or I bet Feast is probably his highest one.
Feast for Odin. Yeah, this one's 79. Feast for Odin is 26.
Yeah, see, I think
Agricola.
Agricola's
Maybe
probably
I'm
fallen
wrong. Maybe
off.
people. And then revised edition, 83. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe people, more people are playing Feast for Odin,
But yeah,
which is good
so
because it's
yeah,
great.
yeah, for sure. And I like the Viking theme. I like Viking stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, anyway, Feast for Odin, like I said, it only fell just because I haven't played it yet. I need to play it
I should
and
get this to the table eventually.
coincidentally, it has a solo mode. I haven't played it yet. I need it, but I think Amy would like this too because it says best at three.
I was about to say that. I'm like, well, I
Um,
wonder why.
yeah, because you really don't.
I've
I
only
don't
played
know
it at
what.
two.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's fine at two.
yeah,
I
I would. I never once thought, a third person would make this game better, longer even. That would be great.
because it says yeah. I mean, it just barely ekes it out, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because of the action selection stuff. It blocks a little bit more, and you have to make more decisions.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's my 67. If I get it played, it'll probably go back up for sure.
Nice. Yeah, this is definitely one of those kinds of games. Great. Great, great, great. All right. My number 60, boom, 7
Seven.
was I miscolored that. So it fell because I can see it right now. It was because I do green when it
Mm-hmm.
rose.
Me
Um
too.
and yeah, nope, it fell. It was 50 last year and it was 41 the year before. So I could it's not even an issue of looking at the uh you know 2023. Anyway, it fell only because this takes a not a special group to play. It's a little bit more involved to just kind of bring out, but the gameplay itself is actually pretty straightforward, and it's one of the most unique ones in this genre, and that is Detective City of Angels. Um, which is done by Vampire Games. Hey, look, it's actually a Vampire Games game that has good writing. Uh, well, I guess
It's because
my
they're not teaming with anybody with this game.
yeah, it's like I feel like Vampire Games had their writing for Dark Quarter, and then Lucky Duck is like the studio interference, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's too good. Can you make it dog shit?" And they're like, "Yeah, I guess we can. We kind of have to. We have to work with you." Um,
Yeah.
but Detective City of Angels, I absolutely love this game. It is, like I said, one of the more unique ones in the Who Done It series because it's competitive. That is the initial way to play. Has gorgeous vintage trait art, as you can see. There we go. Um, but what's really cool is it's competitive between players and the person that is playing the role of the chisel. So
Right.
the chisel is essentially the person who was running it, a pseudo DM more or less. They're not telling the story, but they are trying to manipulate it in not in a particular way because the players are given a certain amount of information and they're going around the board trying to bribe, trying to, underhandedly sneak gather info that other players have found. Um, but they're getting their own data. But whenever they are like interrogating someone or whatever it might be, the chisel is the one who gets to decide whether or not that player gets the info they're looking for. Let's say they're interrogating someone, ask about, hey, how do you know about the body, or how do you know the guy who was killed? And the chisel as a player can decide whether or not they want to actually have that character be truthful
Right.
or lie or whatever, and it allows for the other players to kind of tip their hand. They can use like some force to uh, see if the chisel is lying. And if he is, then they get some leverage on the chisel. And the one thing I need to mention is I said the chisel is a DM. He's also a player. The chisel is also trying to win.
Hmm.
Which is another thing. It's not like they're trying to sway it to where one player wins. They also are trying to win. So they can get some leverage over the chisel, but if the chisel did give them the truth and they still forced it, then now they have leverage over that player, and that's a mechanic that could be used later on. I find this absolutely fascinating. They have tons of scenarios now. I think there's supposed to be more coming
I think so. I think I remember hearing
right
something
there.
about it.
Yeah, Heist and Heartbreak. That's not 2025. I think that's coming out next year on crowdfunding, which actually kind of surprised me. I thought they were done. Hey, did you know they have Secret Cabal promo cards?
Yes.
Do you have them?
No, I only have the base game of this, and
Gotcha.
I haven't even played that.
Yeah, well, what also makes this game really awesome is it could be done, it could be played in so many different ways. If you don't want to play this competitively because you just don't like to do whodunits that way, um, you can play cooperatively, and it just becomes kind of another Sherlock Holmes consultant detective. You can play this two player where it's one person, as the chisel, one person versus um, the other player, and that works perfect. I've played this in so many different ways, but the scenarios are ranged in from easy, medium, hard, which is awesome. And like I said, there's a ton out there. They they just this is so unique in this game, and the fact that it works the way it does is awesome. So if you love that whodunit genre and you've done all the Sherlock Holmes and you've done all the Chronicles of Crime, Detective City of Angels is definitely one to check out. Because like I said, I don't know how, I can't remember how many scenarios came in the base
Mm,
game.
6 or 8, maybe.
Something like that. Well,
I
I
can't
feel like I
remember right off the top of
saw
my head either. But
and I could have sworn oh yeah, here we go. Right here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. If that's base game, and then the expansions, Bullet over, Bullet over Hollywood, Smoke and Mirrors, Cloak and Dagger. That's like a standalone scenario, and then Saints and Sinners. I think those came with like three additional cases for Saints and Sinners. Then we got Bullets over Hollywood, added four four new cases, and then so we got seven already, eight with Cloak and Dagger, and Smoke and Mirrors added. For some reason, this one doesn't say, but which is dumb. Probably three.
yeah, probably.
So you got like 20 scenarios for this game, which is a lot, especially for the fact that it's just so cool with the way it makes it's so thematic of like I just love the idea of being like having some and if you can ramp it up as a DM or as the chisel and role play as much as you want and like you'd be like, hey, I didn't really know nothing, I never met the guy, and then they could be like they could press him and be like, listen here, you son of a bitch, it's like I'll fucking knock your teeth in, and it's like, hey, he was actually telling the truth. I'm gonna fuck you up so much later when you are on crucial info, and it's like, no, you don't actually get to know that. It could
That's
be so
funny.
much fun. I love
Yeah.
the competitive nature of this one. So that is my 67.
Right. My 66 is the other new game to this list. It's a 2025 game. It was on my top games of 25 list. It was one I didn't really hear about until a podcast talked about it, and then I looked it up. This is Phoenix New Horizon. Um, Another Euro game from this year. And this one takes place. I like the description for this because it says in the year 2021, after years of seclusion underground. So I think what you're supposed to do, like the Cold War, to actually happened. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you've been like underground since the Cold War, and now it's 2021, and you're trying to come back up and start repopulating the Earth and all that stuff. Um, this one, I don't know, like the cover didn't really inspire me a whole lot on it, but I was going off of the word of the game. So like when I started playing the game. it actually really took off. Um, you're going to be playing like a team of commandos that you're trying to recolonize Earth. So you got a lot of different things you're doing. You're going to be making regenerators. You're going to be building other buildings, um, uh, messing with habitats and such. And then you get victory points for doing all that stuff. Um, but um, you can also specialize your commandos to make them get more done with them when you place them. So it's it's one of those I'm glad that they went the route they did, like those meeples, like the screen printed meeples
Hmm.
instead of trying to do, minis or just basic
30 sticker
meeples.
sheets.
Right, right, exactly. Um, so that was one of the things with this that I did enjoy because it um sometimes going screen printed meeples is just perfect, for games like this. Because this is a fairly inexpensive game. Um but um but yeah, this one
What are
is one
these? Are
that
these like tokens?
yeah, there's token stuff in the game. Yeah.
Well, I meant these,
Yeah,
the
the discs.
floppy disks.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are like objective things.
Oh, okay.
Um but you but anyway, so yeah, there's the board, obviously. So you're gonna be uh moving around. It doesn't look like much, like when you look at that, but there's different tracks, over there to the right that you're gonna be moving up. Um and like I said, those discs will be down there like on the A, B, and C deals. It's just one of those like I can't like if you look at the game, it may not be something you're interested in. I pushed through it because I wanted to, because of what I'd heard about it. And then after I played through it, it made sense and I enjoyed it a lot. Um, so that's why it fell in somewhere in my top 25 games. I can't remember exactly where it fell, but yeah, this one's one that kind of went under the radar. I don't know the designers, or the designer, Barroso. He has done other stuff that I have no idea what that is. Um,
Yep,
but
no
uh,
clue.
but anyway, this is a good one though. It's kind of starting to take off a little bit. It says best with three. Um, again, I would probably agree with that because it does have that little bit of area control nature to it. So, like we've had that discussion before
Oh
that,
yeah.
3 or 4. Um, so, but surprisingly, it says 2 players is just under the best for three. So interesting. I'd have to try it at 2 because I've only played this at 3, um,
Okay.
3 and 4 when I was getting it played for the lists and stuff. But but yeah, this one kind of fits that same weight as like let's say well, you've been playing and reviewing the IR and all those.
Yeah.
This one kind of fits that whole about Merv weight, like
Okay.
and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a solid one, and I don't know where it'll go from here. I mean, it just depends on whether they're kind of unique Euros come out at that or next year and stuff like that. But for right now, it's sitting at 60, 66. Yes.
All right. Good deal. My number 66 did rise. It was 72 last year, but it was 13 the year before. So it rose 6 spots. And this is one because I have recently played it, and I've also played the other game that's set in the same universe as this one. Although, and I've done a ranking, not a ranking, a comparison video on these two. So go check that out. And that is Deep Madness. So, Deep Madness is a dungeon crawl game set in the there's no universe. It's just it's in a set in an underwater mining facility inspired by a bunch of different I mean it even says inspired by Lovecraft's work and the Alien series. But again, I think a lot of these kinds of games pull from Dead Space more than
That's what I was gonna say. There's more Dead
it
Space than
just
Aliens. I
Yeah,
would think.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. But maybe they just said Alien because more people are familiar with that than
Yeah.
Dead Space. And of course everyone's familiar with Lovecraft. But this is a thrilling dungeon crawl and one that's actually pretty unique. One because of its tile flipping. So over the course of the game, these rooms will descend into madness, which is uh one makes the rooms a lot more threatening because then these horrific creatures start coming out. Um, and they start getting negative effects. So these characters have both a health and sanity, which we're familiar with in other Lovecraft games. Although the sanity is done a little bit different than just another health meter. And over the course of the game, the tiles will start flipping. Then you also have these tokens, which represent that the room is now filling up with water. So whenever you are going into them, every action that you do, you have a health meter that you, or not a health meter, an oxygen meter that you have to start ticking down. It's This is one of those dungeon crawls more than a lot of others that is oozing and dripping with theme and atmosphere. It is one of the, in my opinion, one of the best dungeon crawls to dive into, especially get it underwater dive.
Yeah.
Uh, I did not do that on purpose, but
Sure.
trust me, I did not do a pun on purpose. And I mean, you do what your traditional dungeon crawler stuff does, where you're searching rooms, getting weapons, getting items, shooting and killing a bunch of these creatures. But what's really interesting, like I mentioned about the sanity, is you do take sanity, but it's your meter is a limit on how much sanity you can have. So if your sanity level is 4, you can take 4 sanity hits. But whenever you are killing these creatures, they have a madness level that will then flip those sanity markers into madness. And once you have, I want to say 4, you get rid of the madness tokens and um, draw a madness card. And they're not good. They're all horrible effects. So the sanity is meant to represent your character's grip on reality of what you're seeing. And I think it's also a cool interest on your mitigation as well. So the less sanity you have available to you, the worse off you're going to be.
Right.
So I just thought that was a really neat take versus just literally ripping it straight from Eldritch Horror or whatever. But yeah, this game is scenario based, so you just have to pick a scenario and go into the game. And it does have, I think, a story as much as it can without it being a narrative game. But it feels very video gamey a lot of the times because whenever you're running around each scenario, you'll draw consciousness cards, and that will have like data logs, so you'll piece together the overall story as you're playing. But yeah, I think this one is extremely exhilarating. It does mobs very, very well. Um, Tons of expansions for the game with all the different characters and way more scenarios, way more bosses that come in, monsters and characters. I mean, there is literally a character that is Isaac Clarke. I don't think his name is Isaac, but it's Isaac Clarke from Dead Space. Like
Yeah,
not even
yeah.
not even it's so apparent that it's him. I think they even have Gordon from Half-Life in here. They have
Oh, really?
Ripley from Alien. And her ability is she has a cat that she moves around. And it can distract the monsters. Um, so they clearly are very tongue in cheek with their inspiration, but I love it. So if you're looking for a pretty unique dungeon crawler, now it's not so unique that's not. It's like wow, this is nothing like any dungeon crawler I've played before. But it has its own stuff going for it that I think it's worth picking up.
Yeah.
So that's my 66.
I have yet to play this one. I just know you talk about it on your top 100s a lot. So,
Yeah. I think you would like it a lot. I have the storage solutions for it. I think I can't remember if there was more coming. for this one. Maybe it's not. Actually, it's right here. Madness Reborn, which I have right there. So maybe they're done. I think, and they should be. There's a lot of shit for this game, and they did an awesome job by making two storage solutions, one to store all the minis and the other to store everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we go.
All right. Good choice. I'll get it played one of these days. All right. So my 65 is the game that bumped up a little bit from last year. I don't know why. Um, because I mean, it went up 8 spots, but I haven't really played it this year. But so it kind of just, I guess, hung around. Um, and that is Raising Robots. Um,
I've actually played this multiple times this year.
yeah, I know I need to play it more. Amy hasn't played it yet, and I really think she'd like it. I just haven't gotten to take. All I have is like the retail base game. I want to get
Oh,
like
gross.
I know.
God.
I want to get I think that's one of the reasons because I'm like I want to get the cool deluxe version. I want to get the expansions and stuff. So it's just like I don't want to
Yeah.
play this plebe version anymore. But
This poverty-stricken version. God, give it to the homeless.
yeah, so this one from what I remember because this one of this list has been the one I've played the least probably in the deal. Is so you're inventing all these cool robots. I love my favorite part of this game is all the cool art and stuff for the different
Yeah,
robots and everything. They're
they're
just so
so
creative.
creative.
Yeah. But you're going to be taking what I think 2 actions around. You choose between those, like the upgrade, the assemble, the design, fabrication, stuff like that. Um, and those are gonna obviously have you do stuff because you have your own tableau, that you're gonna be building of all these. Like that's a good picture because it shows like everybody has this big board of tableau or robot tableau that you're gonna have.
It
Um,
utilizes the roll for the galaxy, race for the galaxy system in that
yeah,
there's actions that you can pick and then they get energy on them because you have your energy cards that can
hmm
ramp them up. So the action that you choose to do can have energy on it that will allow you to do more for that action.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. The most powerful actions that you do, I mean, because your opponents can benefit from them too.
Yep.
So that part I do remember. But yeah, this one's one I really want to get this played with Amy because I think she'd really like it. I just need to I want to try to get I was kind of hoping they were going to come out with another, you know, like Kickstarter project or something for another expansion so I could just buy everything off of that. But I don't
Yeah.
know if they're done with it or not. I mean, what is there 2 expansions out right now? There's the pets one and the friends and something, I want to say, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's two. Um,
Yeah,
okay, an
pets and friends.
Alcatraz promo
Oh
card.
God.
I think
It's
that's
like
a
a
little.
baby crib. That's just super fun art, like
It
all that
is.
stuff.
They're probably like this came out, then they're like, oh shit, with that bullshit ice
Yeah,
garbage that was
yeah,
happening in Florida. They're like, oh fuck, we gotta get this
yeah,
off the streets.
yeah, yeah. So it looks like
But yeah,
friends and
pets and
pets.
friends.
Yeah. So maybe they'll come out with another expansion Kickstarter, and I can grab all of it at that point. Um, but
Oh,
for
it's
right,
Tom Vassell. Okay.
yeah.
I'm like Tommy Pickles from Rugrats. I'm not seeing that here.
But yeah, this one's one like I said, I don't know why it rose the 8. I mean, it probably should have fallen because I haven't played it this year, but um, I
Yeah, there
just
are
I
just some
just
games that you just remember liking.
yeah, yeah, and then I like I said, my favorite part of this is just building your tableau with all those crazy
Yeah. I
robots
mean, it's
because
clearly Wingspan, Warmspan,
it
Finspan
it is.
inspired.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Um, well, and Brett Sobel's a designer, and
Uh, but I mean, I like this one just because of the upgradable actions, like the fact that you can pop these upgrade tokens and stuff onto abilities. Uh, Similar to kind of like Scythe a little bit, where it's like, hey, now when I do this 4 energy fabricate action, I can choose whether it's a gear or a red
Right, right,
and or a and on a green or a red, which you'll use, of course, to pay for your robots. But your robots are also double cost, so the more energy you have, the less resources you need, versus the less energy you have, the more resources you need. So it's very combo heavy, probably in a similar way, of course, to Wingspan.
right, right. Yeah, I could see that for sure. But
Where
the
was
board
this
even
located?
reminds me of it a little bit, just having your
Oh yeah,
aisles and all
100%.
that jazz. But yeah, so that's my
This
65.
one,
We'll see
it was
where it goes.
104. It
104.
was yeah.
Yeah,
So it was real close.
once I play it this year some more, it may jump right back up even further. It may fall down. I don't know. Like I said, I
Yeah,
haven't played it for a little while, but yeah, for right now, it's sitting at 65.
nice. All right. My number 65 is my first new one to this segment, and it's actually in a similar vein, funny enough. I can't remember if you've said you've played this or not, but it is Wondrous Creatures.
I have everything for it, and I haven't played it yet.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot you just buy games. You don't really play them.
I curate my collection.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna finally start listening to Secret Cabal, and everything you say about your top 100 games, they say. So you just like memorize what they said about it. You're
Oh
like,
God, no.
I haven't played it. I'm
They
just gonna
remember
hope that.
they like Dark Quarter. So yeah,
Oh my
I
God!
still have to watch. I still have
So what
to
are they,
be.
fucking sheep for the lucky duck?
I don't know. No, I just have to, you have to take it with a tongue-in-cheek thing because they do like some games that I can't stand. So
That's true. Uh, yeah, dude, it is always rough when you're listening to someone and like they're talking about a game that and you're just like you think less of them a little. Like, I had respect for you. Come on. Um, but Wondrous Creatures is a wonderful game, where you are kind of like, I mean, Raising Robots, funny enough, where you have these really creative creatures that you are putting into your tableau. Again, whenever I was doing my review over this one, I was basically saying this kind of has replaced Everdell for me
hmm
because it's quicker to get to the table. I don't have to go up there and lug that where is it? Where is it? Right there. Nope, other way. Other way. Right there.
yeah.
Wait. Dude, what would you do if I just like grabbed it? I was like, "Oh, here it is." It's like a magic trick. All right, little Everdell. Um, but Wondrous Creatures just kind of hits that exact same vein. You have a lot of cards here that are instant use. You have some of them that are time based. You have some that are you have to activate yourself. You have some that are end of game. So you are going around and gathering various resources that will go up on your resource track, which you will then spend to put there we go. This is a perfect picture. Um that you will spend to put these creatures in your tableau. And you do that by placing workers in these two hexes, and they will gather the resources that are next to them. Now, what's cool about that is over the course of the game, the more you're discovering about the island, you get to place them out, and the island expands even more, meaning you're getting more resources. But you're also doing some egg set collection. These could be used to help you with icons in case you need them, but you are aiming for uh, these objectives here, which will eventually give you points and trophies, and the game ends whenever all the trophies are gone. It's very straightforward, but it's so combo heavy. There's a ton of creatures in this game, and the expansions that they have for it are. I don't think the expansions are needed, but they're fun. Like they give your character. I mean, they offer your character has a unique special ability, but they can give one of your captain mounts a special ability. Um, and then I can't. Remember, I don't know if I played with the second one or not. Uh, but they're small expansions, and yeah, like I just really like the worker placement element. The one thing that I wish it had was a little bit more variety of the objectives.
hmm
Like, I mean, we were talking about Wingspan. Wingspan has really creative, uh, public not public objectives, but secret objectives they are aiming for. But these up here are always going to be in some like you have some combination of you need a certain number of these two icons and a certain number of single icons for your creatures. That's always just going to be what they are in some different combination or another. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think this game works extremely well. If you also find yourself having a hard time getting Everdell to the table, highly recommend checking this one out because if you really like Everdell, which I mean, we shit on it a lot because of the collector's edition, but it's not a terrible game by any means. I still really like it. Uh, but this one is it's in a regular shelf that I can go grab. Very easy to set up. So similar to, funny enough, Raising Robots. Those both have that. Hey, if you don't really want to deal with the nesting box of Wingspan, all right, we can play Raising Robots. Or you can
Right.
play Wormspan or Finspan, honestly. A lot of the games, it sucks to be the innovator, honestly, because then you have people who come in and improve upon the system. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I need to play this because if I feel the same way you do, I may just get rid of my Everdell big box because it's so
I
I'm
sure,
never gonna I'm that it's so goddamn unwieldy and stuff. Like I haven't
I
played it
know.
since I got it. Like I don't even think it's gonna be on my
Yeah,
list. It's not even gonna be on this list at all just because I haven't played it in a couple of years.
I think Everdell fell off my list, and I think it was just a couple years ago that Everdell was like, oh, it was 2022 when Everdell was number 8.
Right. But
Like
then
for
that big box
like
came out and it was just like,
yeah, then I'm like, ew. Oh no, then it went to okay, 2023 Everdell was 25,
okay.
and now it is um watch, it's probably still in my top 100. That'd be so fucking funny. Nope, it is 198. So,
Yeah, I'm looking at mine too to see where it fell to, but I mean, it's 137
oh,
right
yeah.
now.
And I
So,
know if we played it, if I just
oh
set it
yeah.
up, I mean, there's no way Ariana wouldn't like Everdell. Um, I'd be like, damn, yep, this is still great because I mean, I don't own Farshore
No.
because even though Farshore and what's the new one,
Silver
Emer
Crest or something like that.
Silvercrest or
I think it was like
I
that.
think uh it's like Ember. There was one that I think Z Garcia was talking about in 2025. Uh, yeah, there's Far Shore
Silver
and
Frost. That's
Silver
the new one.
Frost,
Yeah.
but there's a new one that they just announced. I thought, uh, like Emberleaf, Emerald Grove or something like that.
There is
Anyway,
an emerald something, yeah. But
but I can't remember if it was that one or this one that Z was just like hyping this up. And I mean, this one might be awesome, but it's because this only exists because they fucked up with the collector's edition.
hmm
Like, and they're like, "Ooh, we're not making any money. We
right.
need to keep cash grabbing off the Everdell thing." And who knows? Like, I'm literally talking out of my ass because I have not played this. So maybe that we play this and we're like, okay, let's burn our Everdell collector's copy because this is so good. And
Yeah.
then Wondrous Creatures, I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna. I don't got anything else. Anyway, whatever. My next one. Your next one,
Yeah, my next
64.
one. My number 64 rose. It rose 60 spots. So it was 124 last year. And it went up because I've actually played it a couple times this year. And since I've gotten more into the Euro aspect of things, this game is good. Um, and
And
it
it wasn't
is
a couple of years ago.
well, no, it was. It just I had just got into it last year. Like it wasn't on my list. I don't think it was on my list. Yeah, last year was my first year of it being on my list, even though it's an older game. This is a 2011 game. Um, and it's called Trajan. Um, this is a Stefan Feld game.
Oh yeah,
Um, and it's not much of a looker. Um, but
that's
it's
putting it lightly.
but it's actually got really good design choices. And see, I don't think that might be the old board. I can't
That might
remember
that might
because
be.
there's a newer like the white box is the newer version. That one that you have there.
Oh, this one.
Well, no,
That's
no,
what
no.
you're
Like
looking for,
that
right?
that white box. No, not that. The white box that it shows on the one you clicked is they didn't change much, but I think maybe the art changed a little bit on the game. I can't remember
I'll
because this is the one I have.
see.
I have the black box, but or the white box, but the black one um was a little different, I want to say, but it's the same game. Um anyway,
Good deal.
so this one's interesting because it has a little bit of a Mancala um deal. So if you go, actually, that picture it says Matt for player Brown. This the second one on the top there. Or
Oh,
actually, no, no, no. Player, go back. The player board one that was on that page down there at the bottom left. So
okay.
you have that area. You're going to have two different um, colors starting on each of those deals. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick up two of your two pawns and you drop one, you go clockwise, you drop one off and then you drop the other one. Wherever you drop the other one, it's kind of think like five tribes, it's like so
Yeah.
whenever you drop the last one's the action you're going to take. So that sets up your action wheel and all that stuff. You're going to be doing stuff like um, oh like building stuff or trading stuff or getting tiles for to put on the board. There's a military side to this. There's an influencing the Senate part of this, and then there's just a lot of different decisions you make. But when you go through and do this,
There
um,
we go. That looks better.
yeah, that's better. That's the one I have. So anyway, you are trying to do different stuff with these actions because when you do these actions, the whole point, of course, it's a Euro. You're getting victory points, but it also is a Stefan Feld game, so there's a lot of different ways to get victory points. Point salad is his
Yeah,
specialty,
he's point salad man.
right? But what's interesting about this one is that you can get punished for certain actions if you don't do them well enough. So like if you try to do the public forum one, and uh, if you do not supply them with exactly what they want, you may get a punishment of some sort and lose something. Same thing, you go to the Senate and you're trying to get votes your way or to get laws approved, but if you don't do it right, you could suffer a punishment. There's all these different things that you need to do well enough so that you get all the points that you need, um, all based on the core aspect of that Mancala action board. Um, this was one I had no interest in for years until I started getting more into the Euro thing a couple of years ago, and then I found a copy of it. And it's a Euro. I mean, and it's one
It
that
is.
yeah, yeah, and it's one that I like because I like Stefan Feld stuff too. And then I'd always heard this game was like it's so difficult to teach, and but now that I've gotten more into it, it's not. I mean, it's a 363, so it's a little. I'd say it's like mid to maybe a little bit mid heavy, but not crazy. Once you know how to play it, you know how to play it. It's pretty simple that way. Um, but if you like Euros, I mean, this is a class. This is one of the classic ones. It came out what 14 years ago now. So if you haven't played it, give it a shot. I mean, it's worth a try for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
My only
and if you know,
experience with this game is back whenever I got into the hobby, I think Rado had a video that he had uploaded on this one. And this I almost because I was huge into Ameritrash stuff at that time. And then I still am, but I was like, oh, maybe I can start trying other games, and I almost got this one, and then I didn't. And after taking a look at it, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's like a seven, like a lot of Euros.
yeah, yep. So and they haven't done it. There's like no expansion content for this or anything.
Oh
It's just
yeah,
it's
I
just
mean,
the
does he
game.
even do expand? Oh, I guess
He
Merlin.
does. He does some,
Merlin
yeah.
had expansions, but yeah, you don't really hear Stefan Feld a lot lately.
He's still putting stuff out.
I mean, I'm sure I know he's still making games,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe I don't follow the people that
His
like his
his
stuff as much
his
as I
biggest
used to.
release, his biggest release of the last year or so was that one game called Civolution. Um, that came out last year, I want to say. Because Civolution was a lot of people love that game, but it was like it's too overboard for me. But yeah,
Uh,
let's just zoom in on Basil's face.
and he's like, "Please help me with this, man.
He's one of
Uh,
those that tucks his ears under his hat. I guess you have to on certain hats, huh? Um,
probably.
but anyway, oh, that's
Let's find
Vassal's
him.
big ass
Let's
hat. Never mind, that's Vassal's hat.
right. Yeah, he couldn't do
So it's a
anything about
huge
it.
ass head.
This would have been. This feels like it was. I guess it says it was 2017 when at least that must have been when it was uploaded. I don't know why I
Yeah.
clicked on Tom Bassel. Anyway, Trajan, nice, nice pick. Um, oh wait, hold on. So you said Civolution?
Yeah, that was his biggest latest release that people
I've
were
heard
really
this
loving.
one's really good. A lot of people really liked it from last year.
Yeah, I heard it was very, very difficult to learn and
I
to
mean,
teach.
look at that.
I don't know much about it other than that. So,
Okay,
but yeah, this was his kind of a really big one the last couple of years.
nice. All right, my number 64 is my second new one to this list, and it's one I actually that made my top 10 of 2025, and it's one that I was telling you about. And this is a really intriguing game, a two-player game, and this one might actually stay in the top 100 for quite some time, just because it is a two-player game and it's pretty easy to get to the table, and that is Scales of Fate. So, Pillars of Fate, to my knowledge, is not in my top 100, even though I like both of them and they both came out around the same time for me, but I just kind of picked one over the other. Scales of Fate is by Ivy Studios, same company that made Moonrakers and Veiled Fate and Mythic Battle, not Mythic Battles, and Mythic Mischief. Um, they really excel at two-player games. I've noticed. I Veiled Fate is not a two-player game, but Mythic Mischief is. Pillars of Fate is in this one. And this one, I mean, from a production standpoint, like it is very unique looking. I wouldn't say it's like gorgeous. It's great production for the board, the recess board, and the wooden pieces and all that. But this is a two-player deduction game where you have two demigods that you draw from a deck, and you are trying to either get their uh their tokens here as far apart as possible, and because your points will be how far apart they are, or your points will be the spots that they are on. If you can get like if I have green and yellow, if I can get green and yellow on 11 by the end of the game, then I will get 11 points.
Right.
So that's what you're trying to do. All the while, you are trying to lead your opponent to think your gods are not green and yellow, because at the end of the game, your opponents you'll get to guess each other's gods. And if you don't get either of them correct, you get -1 point. If you get one of them correct, you don't lose any points. But if you get both of them correct, you get 3 points. So, and this is not a high scoring game because chances are you're not going to get both of them to 14, like to get a 14-point swing. In fact, the reason why you are trying to deceive and mislead your opponent is because if they do figure out what your gods are, then they have as much power to manipulate them as you do. So if by the end of the game, if I have green on 9 and yellow on 8, I got 1 point.
Gotcha.
And the game is over 3 acts, so each act at the end, these cards have like a condition. This is demigods at 4 to 6 renown. So at the end, you have to reveal if your gods are fall into the criteria of the age card. So in this case, if I had green on 5, but yellow was on 9, I'd have to say yes. It doesn't tell me, it tells my opponent they can look at if green's the only one in 4 to 6, then that tells them one of your gods is green. So yeah, like there's a lot of really cool intricacies you have with this game, and it only gets better the more you play it. But this game is extremely quick to set up and tear down and teach. Uh, that I've just been kind of enamored with it, especially since Mantis Falls came out, and it was like a two-player hidden role game, which had never existed. Never really played a two-player uh deduction game either. I guess Pagan's in that same wheelhouse of deduction because if you're the witch anyway, uh, the witch is trying to hide which one of them is the witch, and the witch hunter is trying to figure out which one it is. So I really like it. I really, really like two-player deduction games because I love that intrigue and that reading your opponent and trying to get into their heads so you can outsmart them. And Scales of Fate kind of has that in spades, and it's a quick game, and you can just play it again if you don't get it. So yeah, this one's pretty intriguing. But that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. If that sounds appealing to you, then I think this is definitely one to check out.
Yeah, we should, Amy and I should be playing the Pillars of Fate here pretty quick. We haven't played it yet, but it's on the table.
Nice. Yeah,
So,
nothing like this one.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
figured.
Pillars of Fate is a very, very solid lane battler as well. If you guys like that one, then I'm curious to see if you guys would like this one.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Alrighty. Good choice. All right. My 63 is a game that I haven't played in a little while. This was a game that was in 2019, 2020 was my number one game of all time. Um,
Oh,
and then
wow.
it's fallen a little bit. It's fallen 41 spots. It was 22 last year, and mainly because I just haven't played it at all, like the last year or two probably, and that's Orleans.
Oh,
Um,
not the one I was thinking of.
no. Um, no, Too Many Bones drops all the way down to
No,
63.
no,
No.
no. I was thinking Android Netrunner.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, that one's we'll talk about that here in a few segments.
Yeah,
Um,
haven't played it in
no, no,
30
I have.
years.
I've been
I
playing it
need
online actually, because on their hub, the Genteki hub online, I play it quite a bit actually. Anyway,
No, he doesn't. Guys, he does.
I do.
Prove it.
With
Prove it
my
right
with my
now.
with all
Right
my old
now.
people.
Pull out
Because they
your prestige gaming PC and tell me how you're playing Netrunner.
you can I can play it on my iPad. That's the fun thing. All right,
Whip it
anyway,
out
because
on camera.
it's HTML based, so it's. Anyway, so this one, Orleans, was one you showed me a long time ago. And I immediately jumped into it big time, liked everything about it. Um, and it's hung around. I mean, like I said, even last year it was 22, so it still was up there. It made the big drop this time because I haven't played it a whole lot, and I've been diving into a lot more other Euros that have showed me more mechanics that I kind of like a little better. So I don't know where this will fall if once I play it and stuff. It's just hard to say, but
Hopefully out of the top 100.
I don't know if
Not
it'll ever
hopefully. This
fall
is
out of
not a
that.
bad game.
Yeah. I there's one expansion I don't have yet, and I haven't picked it up because I have to buy more stupid capsules for the tokens that comes with it. It's the
Yeah, dude. No,
plague
it's
expansion.
yeah, it's right here. There you
Um,
go.
oh, not
Yeah.
stories. Good God.
Yeah, that's the expansion you need to pick
No,
up.
it's the plague expansion is the one I was meaning
Yeah,
because I
that's the
have
new one,
the
right?
other stuff. Yeah, the newest. Yeah,
Or the newest.
yeah, but it comes with more tokens, and I need to because I don't have the fancy. I didn't go in and buy like the BGG tokens
You
on that
should.
stuff because I'd coin capsuled all of my tokens from
Yeah, that
the earlier stuff.
sounds gross.
They actually works really well. I mean, they look really nice. But so anyway, I if I had played it and it was still a top 20 game for me, I might be interested in jumping into that big box, but I'm not right now since I haven't played it. But anyway, so this one was really kind of my first bag builder experience a lot, like where you're pulling out your worker tokens, you place them on your personal board. Once you fill up a spot or whatever, then you get to, do that action or whatever. Um, there's a lot of cool stuff to go with this game. There's that board up in the top right that you can move around and place like buildings and stuff, and you're gathering little resources or set collection. Um, the trade and intrigue expansion was the best expansion, even though for only half of it. Like the intrigue part wasn't good, but the trade part was good because it had that personal board
Right. Those
in the
should
middle.
have been two separate
Yeah,
expansions.
yeah. So like the board that you put in the middle when when you're culling your bag, more or less, is there's better choices on that than just get a coin, get a coin, get a coin, you know. Um, but yeah, this one is still really fun. Like I would play it in a heartbeat if somebody brought it up. I mean, like you're moving up tracks, you're getting victory points that way. There's the um citizens that you get, and then you multiply that times your books, I want to say. And that's a big point scoring thing.
Yep,
Um,
that's
but
like I'm convinced that's the only way to win this game.
yeah. Um, and then you get these your own personal little actions set over at the sides, like your technology. I guess they call it technology. I can't remember what it was called, but you get your own little worker placement areas next to you that
They're
you get
techs.
is that tech? Okay. I knew what the gears. I couldn't remember what they called them officially, but yeah, I mean, this one,
Well, the gears made them. They were like, no, they were they developments.
yeah, maybe it was
The
developments
gears
instead
made
of.
the spots cheaper to go to.
Oh, that's right. And then that's right. Never mind. See,
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a year or so, so
I mean, it's definitely ahead of its time because, like I mean, just talk about the making the spots cheaper. I mean, that was like innovative in 2014. This was like the first kind of bag builder, um, and yeah, this is still a solid one. It definitely shows its age, but it has been a very long time since I've played that. I
hmm.
probably would also jump into a game of this and then be like, man, I think I'm good. I really feel like if I play this one more time, I'd be like, I think I'm good never playing this one again.
And that may happen with me too. I don't know. Like because I've went so hard into Euros the last year or two that I mean, this may have been left in the dust with other ones that I've played. I'll just have to see.
But that's the thing is like it feels like bag building kind of went away, you know?
There's some stuff, but it's done differently. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
Wonderland's War, everyone loved that. That had bag building.
that's true.
Warp's Edge had bag building, but like not that it's like completely going away, but you think with how successful Orleans was, you think people would have that you would see it everywhere.
Well, what are you
Like
talking about? There was what was that one called? Alpaca? Or what was it called?
Altiplano.
Altiplano, yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe I think you reminded me of what the name was the other day.
Yeah, I think I did. I
Yeah, that came out in 2017, so 3 years later. And I think the only thing I remember from this game, somehow it's a 7.5. There's no way this is true because I don't remember anything. The only thing I do remember is I was playing it with my ex-wife or girlfriend at that time, and there was a moment where I was like, is this game ever gonna end?
I know
It
it's
just
such
felt
a
like
long
it
game.
kept going on and on and on. But you got, I love this face.
Yeah.
Like this derpy ass fucking alpaca. Uh, love it. But yeah, Orleans is solid. It's definitely one to show people. The expansions for it, like you said, are solid. One is at least half of one is good. Um, man, could you imagine sitting down for a great game of Orleans and the guy who set it up, like insisted upon playing with
That would
the
suck.
the the intrigue part? I'd be
I
like,
wish,
oh, okay.
yeah,
I didn't know we were fighting outside later. That's pretty cool.
I wish there was another way. I wish they would have done the invasion expansion a little different though.
I did play the Invasion expansion probably back in 2015, and I don't really I didn't think it was terrible from what I remember.
No, but I wish it was there was a way to integrate it like more into the game, like
Yeah.
or something like that, because it's
Hey,
its own standalone thing. And
you got it right here, man.
no, that is that. How is it even at 6.3? Like,
Because this thing was $100 and people can't fathom that they wasted $100 on a
yeah,
trash game. Yeah, this
yeah,
was awful. Um, yeah, Orleans very solid. What was my ranking for it?
I
Oh,
can't remember.
why? I think it was like a 7, maybe. Orleans. Orleans. Well, apparently I don't have it ranked for whatever reason. I'd probably have it at a 7. It's good.
Yeah. All right.
Nice. All right. Well, my number 62 is a game that I don't believe you've played. Am I just dumb? It is 62, 63.
Yeah, 63.
60,
Sorry.
63. Okay. I was like, man, my rose doesn't look right. It was 82 last year and 60 the year before, so it rose 19 spots. This is a game that I really think you should give a shot because I think you would like it quite a bit, and that is Gugong.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't played that.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you didn't like it, just because it is a very unique take on worker placement. It's your Euro. So there you go. Already get some brownie points for that.
But then it's Asian, which
Yeah,
is
so it
fine.
kind
It's
of
just fine because
loses some.
A Euro Asian's fine with.
That's
It's not.
right. That's right. Yeah, that's what it is. Man, side note, I started watching Last Samurai Standing on Netflix.
Hmm.
Very solid. It's basically Squid Game, but and just not more modern, but way back
Interesting.
then. So, but really good show so far. I'm only 2 episodes in at this time,
Okay.
but this one has a ton of different spots that you can go. You can traverse around the land. You can build a great wall. You can go do. You can get some jade. You can. I don't remember what this one is. This middle track, you have to get your emissary all the way up to the top because it's one of those games where if you don't do that, your score is 0. Similar to Plank. I was like, man, there's another game I just played recently where you get 0 points if you don't do something. Yeah. So you have to at least get your emissary up here, um, to score something. This one lets you get like some end game objectives or passive abilities, and this one you're moving your ship along and like these routes here. But what makes this game really really cool is these spots here. One, like I said, are the actions that you're willing to take, but they will have these well, let's see if I can find a picture of the cards. Is this one? Yes, cool, perfect. Yeah, so they will have these pictures the uh of these cards that these are essentially your workers where you will take cards that are in your hand and you go to the action that you want to do and you replace them with a value that's higher. Um, and if you do, then you get to do the action that is actually of that type. Of whether if you want to help build a great wall or traverse around this area to pick up these tokens that let you slot up here for abilities, then that's what you'll be doing. And that is such a really, really cool system of determining kind of worker placement spots. It's not like placing people's down or bumping workers. It's just you can go because you want to go where you can trade something of a higher value. And in this case, with a one replaces a six, or one replaces a is it 6 or 8? It replaces the highest value. Um, and I that's a lot of the gist of the game. I mean, the game is broken up into like a day phase that's kind of setting it up, um, and then a night phase that, depending on which cards you have, you can get some victory points for. It has a decent amount of stuff going on because you're not going to be able to do everything in the game. Like for example, these things here, um, you can eventually get these purple tiles that are for end game points. So it's like, hey, at the end of the game, each one of your jades that you've picked up is worth 2 points. So I don't know. I just think this is a really innovative one. They actually have the version I have is probably the sexiest box because it's like velvet.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
very
seeing it.
it's very very like a very pretty game. And the expansions they have for it, Panjin, or I guess expansion, added some modularity of Summer Palaces, Peasants Revolt, Palace Stairs, so that adds more boards. Like this is the Peasants Revolt section. And it's been a while since I played the expansion, but I remember the modules being very solid too. So, um, yeah, this is one kind of. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I have it kind of in the same wheelhouse as Dido, honestly.
Yeah,
So,
it looks good.
yeah, we'll have to give this game a shot as well because I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
So that's my number 63.
All right. My number 62 was 84 last year, so it rose 22 spots.
Damn,
Um, and this is the game you've played
nice.
this game before, not this version of the game, but I've really started getting into this game more. It's been one that has bounced in and out of my top 100 over the years. And then when I got the big box version, like I said, it was 84, and now it's 62, and that is the Village big box, or just Village big box. Sorry, not the. It's so there's a big box.
I know
So,
what you're talking about.
yeah.
I for like a hot second, I do want to play this one again because it's been a hot minute since I've played it. Uh, I heard Village and I thought of Village Attacks and I almost
Oh,
just left the
oh
Zoom
God,
chat.
no. God, no. I got burned by them. They're fuck that stuff.
Yeah, one, that company sucks and that game also sucked. So,
Yeah. All right. So this one, especially the big box, they've changed the art. So I I still can't decide. Like I think I liked the art of the original better because it was more like realism, like realistic art and stuff. Um, over this interesting kind of. I mean,
uh,
it looks the same, but this looks more realistic than the other one looks like
I
it's mosaic,
guess.
like not like a mosaic, but like, you know.
The other one looks like clip art, but there's more
Yes.
going on, so it kind of
Yes.
it the new one feels better, but because like going back and looking at them side by side, it's like ew. Actually,
Yeah.
here, I'll do you a solid just because, right? Probably this one, I guess. Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
No,
I go
actually, you
back
know
and
what?
forth.
They're both bad.
Well, either way, the game plays awesome in this.
Yeah.
And Inca and Marcus Brand, they have done a lot of cool stuff. Um, oh,
There's
somebody did put them
literally a
together.
picture that
There we go.
has That's funny.
So like these guys were responsible for Rajas of the Ganges. That was kind of their
Yep.
one of their big ones. Then they do all the exit games and crap too. But and I was looking to see they have a bunch of games under their belts. Good Lord. But anyway, so anyway, this game, what you're gonna do, whatever version you have, is going to be there's going to be cubes laid out at the different locations. So you're going to be taking a cube from that location and doing that action. The round will continue until all the cubes are gone. Um, the the cubes are different stuff, but like the black cube is like a curse cube. So and somebody's going to have to take that to get the round over, right? So this big box also comes with um, two of the expansions that came out the end and the port. And then it has a new expansion, the marriage expansion.
Oh, okay.
Um, so you go through this deal, and the whole deal with this game was, you're controlling a family, and I like what the BGG page says because it's like, and time waits for no one because your people are going to die, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So you're just trying to um, more or less like have your family be a glorious and famous family is kind of what you're working towards. Um, but as you go through and do these actions, like it's not a super complex game. I mean, it's probably a mid weight, probably right in the middle. But you are doing taking actions at areas that may be short-term scoring, there may be long-term scoring. There's going to be in-game scoring stuff, obviously. It's a Euro, it's going to have all that stuff. Um, and the game goes until either the graveyard or the village
Was it Village
chronicle.
Chronicle?
Yeah, whenever one of those are full is what puts the game down. So this was one that like I was late to the party on anyway. Um, and I had the original version for a long time with no expansions, and then the big box came out, I nabbed it. Um, the expansions add some cool stuff to it. The marriage one is interesting. Um, just because you can marry between families and do different stuff. But and everything's integratable, obviously. With the expansions, you can play them all at the same time or whatever. Uh, but yeah, I mean, this is a solid one. If you haven't ever played Village, I mean, go for it. I mean, it's worth a shot, and um, do it just base first without the expansions, and then go from there. Just because the expansions add some different mechanics and stuff. But if you're teaching somebody the first time, just do the base and go from there.
Throw it all in. If they don't get it, fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is definitely one that I want to jump back into because I do really like the gimmick of the value of not the value, but like the number of the workers
Right.
is kind of the generation of that worker. So eventually they'll go away. Um, and it's like how they go away. Like, do you want them to be in the Chronicle, but then they could end up in just some mass grave where it's like, all right, well, that guy sucked. He was a drunk. All he did was, and I mean, this is kind of one of those Euros that you can give a story to your meeples.
Right.
It's like all that guy did was hang out in the bar. Like
And
that was his legend.
watch the young girls.
Yeah, and right, just drink out everyone, and he's in the Chronicle. It's like that's
Yeah.
our best town drunk. So yeah, you not a lot of worker placement games let you do stuff like that.
Right.
So I really want to check this one out again.
Yeah, and you can buy this big box. It goes on sale quite a bit.
Yeah,
Because normally it's like $80, I think, but you can get it. Like I think I got mine on sale for like 50
right.
at one
Yeah,
point and stuff. So, yep.
nice. All right, my number 62. This is the last new one of the segment. This is one that I think you're pretty much over. You're just kind of forcing yourself to finish it at this point. I think you hate everything about it, and that is
Oh,
Stalker.
I don't hate that game at all. It's just that it's just so long and stuff. Like, you know.
Yeah, no Euro to be seen here. So not a single meeple in sight. Um, yeah, this game has theme. It's interesting to play. It doesn't sound like every other Euro. No kidding. Sounds like every other narrative-driven campaign game. Um,
Yeah.
but this is based off the Stalker universe, post-apocalyptic, kind of pseudo sci-fi with anomalies that are centered around this map. But it is mission-based. I mean, your missions do carry over and your characters do level up, but it's very light. Like, I think from what I actually have heard in people in the comments of our discussion, they mentioned this game has one of the best create your own scenario because there's a whole deck
Interesting.
of cards that you could
Hmm.
just I don't know how it works specifically, but I know a whole section of cards is designed to just make a mission. So you don't have to play this game as the campaign. In fact, I mean, once I finish like the campaign scenarios, I probably would never play the campaign again
Right.
if the create your own scenario is that good. But what's awesome about it is this game handles uh it's streamlined in really really great ways. Managing ammo is streamlined extremely well. Your actions are very clean and efficient. How NPCs roam around the map is very clean. Because I mean, there's games like this that when you hear, because like when it's trying to replicate a video game, especially a first person shooter, it's like you think of how they do it in video games. Obviously, when you're playing Assassin's Creed or Dishonored or whatever, where they have like a alert meter, and like if they kind of see you, it highlights white or then yellow if they're kind of like going to check it out, then red when they spot you. You think, oh, they're doing that in this game, and you're just like, fuck, because
Hmm.
you think it's gonna be completely tedious and done terribly. It's so clean. It's literally like if you shoot, you have made noise. Like there's no like they're gonna go check out where that is. If it's yellow, like your yellow's noise meter, or if they don't see you, if you don't go in their line of sight or anything, you can manipulate that. You can actually do a lot of really cool things that you would. This game feels really, really video game like.
Yeah.
Um, and this game has a lot of awesome cooperation between players. Every mission that we've done, whether the only issue we've had is not things aren't clear,
Right.
mainly through a component standpoint of like you're telling me to put down 4 ticks. I have 2 meeples or meeples. Damn it, Brad, you uh I have 2 miniatures, but you keep saying put 4 down, so I don't know what's happening. Am I missing shit? Um, or the setup of certain tokens in the mission. But at the end of the day, each mission has been completely unique. Um, and it's this game is not easy by any means. It doesn't have fail forward, which sucks. I really hate that, but I mean, luckily it's a board game and I can do what I want. So it's like, oh wait, it does have fail forward. We're just gonna keep going on.
Right.
Uh, they do paper money, which is dumb. We basically have completely forgone that and pull out a calculator because the money is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way you manage your inventory system now, people are here are using the actual walls. I actually feel like that would just make it very kind of cumbersome to play, kind of like
Yeah,
Oathsworn, where
because
it's like,
how would you do the anomalies? Like, because and they're in a building. If they go, do you just put them under the walls, I guess?
yeah, yeah, you put these walls underneath, like the way they have it right here.
Yeah. Interesting.
Even the way they handle the anomalies are it's just done so well. I love the overlays, like this card here, where it's like the most of the scenario overlays have like 2 to 3 cards. So whenever you're setting up, you just shuffle them, so you're not quite sure what's going to be there,
Right.
which gives each scenario its own sense of replayability. I'm very curious how the standalone missions, where you're just playing a one-off, how it handles these, if it even uses them. But yeah, I love the inventory management. This game actually kind of feels, for a game like this, feels like you actually have a loadout, which is cool. I wouldn't call it a build. It's nothing like Madara or hell even Primal. Uh, those were builds. This is like, here's the gun I want to use, and that's more attuned to my character, but I don't have to. I mean, unless you're playing like a specific one, like a sniper, you're gonna give her the sniper. Um, but some other characters are, it's like, oh, like you have a shotgun now, and like it's just better within your shooting habit. You like the armor. There's the anomalies that you can get. It's just done very, very clean. So I'm liking the missions, and even though, like I said, they could be kind of frustrating, they're brutal. But even the dice rolling, I really like. Like
Yeah.
they made this one pretty innovative for how an FPS is done.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
So that is my 62.
All right. And to round out this segment, it's another Euro. Um, this was 90 last year, so it jumped 29 spots.
Damn.
You have not played this game yet because it's one of the games that you have that I lent you to play so we could review,
Ah,
and that is Revive.
okay. I'm like
Um,
Sankore?
no, no. Uh, so Revive is a game that I mean, as much as I like Revive, I am like uber pumped for Recall that should be coming
I'm
out
only
in
pumped for
26.
Recall, yeah, but because of that
The cover.
cover.
Well, Recall will be interesting, but this one, is because that's your player board. So
Oh,
everybody,
whoops.
no, yeah. So everybody has a player board, like that. And then there's a map that's going to be, because, like, I mean, uninhabited. Because what this is like you're trying to revive civilization. So this is 5,000 years after everything was destroyed. So like a long time. And what you're doing is, you lead a tribe that you're going to be, exploring the frozen earth. Um, you're getting resources. You're going to be finding some survivors out and about to recruit. Um, and your whole goal is to try to find these ancient sites. Because when you find these ancient sites, you can build on them, you can populate them, uh, get more resources and stuff that way. Uh, and
Are these the characters?
those are just things that
I
you
don't know
can
what
pick up.
those are.
Yeah, those are, your tribal leader, like your,
This game had 4 designers attached to it.
I guess so.
That's crazy.
I haven't played the expansion yet, the Abyss
Oh yeah, I finally
expansion.
convinced you to just get off of Amazon.
Yeah, it's still in shrink here. I haven't opened it or integrated or anything yet. It adds water stuff to the board, I want to say, but anyway, so you're going to be exploring stuff, these tiles. The board's going to be set up differently all the time, and what you'll find out when you do play it is that it's a 5-part campaign. Um, I mean,
Really?
you can just play it as one off. So I mean, like, you don't have to, for reviewing purposes or whatever. But it's like a 5-part campaign that you play through, and you unlock additional contents and all that different stuff. And if you have them all
You
unlocked,
had
then
me
you
at campaign.
right. Um,
I don't have
I
enough of those, honestly.
so anyway, uh, but right. So you have variable player powers at the start. So each tribe's going to have different stuff at the beginning. Um, and you're trying to have the most victory points at the end, obviously. Euro game. That's pretty much how that goes. But you get to take, um, 2 actions on your turn, which range between playing a card for its effect. It could be, exploring, which is you reveal a tile that's face down, um, and then you get a new citizen card. You can populate, um, and then or build a factory on a out there. It's like it said, you build a factory, the adjacent terrains determine which machine tracks you advance. So it just depends on where you're building it at will determine all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so it's one of those games that, there's a lot of decision making with this. Um, I mean, I like the art for it. I like the board for it and how it sets up differently all the time. And like I said, it's that 5-part campaign kind of deal that you can go through. It's very once you it it's complex when you're learning it, but once you have it picked up, it's pretty easy. And like I said, I don't know what the Abyss thing does entirely, but I know it adds like water stuff to it, but like tiles and stuff. But as far as what else it adds, I'm not real sure. Um, but this is one that, I played more this year. I'm excited for its predecessor, uh, Recall, to come out.
Is it a
Not
prequel?
not predecessor.
Okay, I'm
Sorry, I
like,
said it the
what?
wrong way. Um, but it's the follow-up. I want
Yeah.
Recall to get out because that's going to be awesome from what I've read about it, and when we talked about it on my anticipated for 26 and everything, how the gameplay aspects of that seem even funner than this game. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, and it's released in Europe, but it hasn't made its way over here yet. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm
Nice.
interested to see when you get this played what you think about it,
Yeah, I'll have
but
to check out that 5-part campaign.
yeah,
And I might just eat a wooden piece. I'll
I
do it.
wouldn't.
I don't know. You'll never
I'll have to
know.
reach down your throat and take it.
Oh, it'll come out at some point. All right, so the final one for this segment, Brad, do you have a guess on what my 61 is?
Oh God, no. I have no idea. So you're 61. Oh, I know. That's an easy one to guess. Is it a
Um,
crossover?
no.
No, then
It's
no.
like if you just happen to guess it, you can actually see it in behind me. If that helps for no reason why you would guess my 61. That is a game that I play with literally one person, and that is BattleCon.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what? Why is that picture so dark? We'll do BattleCon Unleashed because that's what I have. Yep. Okay. Thanks. It's like the dumbest picture ever. Uh, but BattleCon is the I think it's the ultimate 2D fighting game. I'm not a fan of Exceed because in my fighting game, I don't like in my 1v1 fighting games or 1v1 games in general, I am not a huge fan of randomness. I find that the randomness of your own deck versus the randomness of your opponents just feels like you're constantly just like, oh well, I'll just see if this works and okay, of course you countered that. That's neat. BattleCon has none of that. So if you are like me, and this game is basically perfect information, in the sense that I mean these people have it incorrect, but whenever you are making an attack, you have a hand of base cards and you hand a hand of style cards, and you mix and you make a pair of them, and that pair is going to create the stats of your attack, whether that's your range, your speed, your attack, and your guard, whatever it might be. And what you are doing is each pair gets discarded. So whenever you're looking at it, you know exactly what your opponent has in their hands, but you're trying to figure out what they could possibly play. And if you can read what they're going to play, then you're like, this is what I will play in terms of countering that. Your opponent is obviously doing that exact same thing, so it creates very high intense situations. And on top of all of that, this game has 90 characters
It's
that
crazy.
it's insane. Like
Hmm.
this if you have everything for it. Now whether or not I wouldn't ever say that the characters are 100% unique, but they are all different. I mean, for the most part, they are all unique. They all have their own gimmick and play styles. And this is a fighting game like regular real life video game fighting games where you have strengths and then weaknesses against various matchups. Um, but like there's some characters that it's like, hey, they use potions and like as like a gimmick, and there's another guy he uses alcoholic drinks. Like that's how some characters can be similar. But I just love the perfect information of this game. The way they upgraded to use focus counters, which I know in the first version, like the one that you've played, they had like this ultimate because every character has an ultimate that they can use. It was kind of like their catch-up system you could only use whenever you had like very low health. Now you need to spend a certain number of focus crystals uh to do that. But you're using these focus crystals to give you like a power buff, a speed boost, or a guard boost over the course in your anti phase. This game is not intuitive in any way. Um, I think the BattleCon system itself, I have as a 9. Yeah, BattleCon Unleashed, um, I gave like a 7 because they didn't like upgrade a lot of the tokens. So some of the old tokens you still had to use, but it doesn't match the art. It was very annoying, the way they did it. But yeah, I have everything for this. They're done. Yeah, it would be surprising if they ever came out with more fighters for BattleCon because they're pumping out more stuff for Exceed. Um, but yeah, if you like perfect information 1v1 fighting games, then BattleCon is probably the best in my opinion for that. And yeah, I just love it. Now, it's not intuitive. This is not an intuitive game by any means. There's a reason why I only play this with one other person because it's pretty difficult to teach someone and have them also get really into it. So I have a whole tournament on my channel if you want to watch. I have a novice tournament, intermediate tournament, and advanced tournament. And then all the winners from that, I have a champion of champions tournament. And yeah, this game gets pretty sweaty, but it's great. So
Yeah.
that's my number 61.
All right. Good
And
deal.
that's it for this segment, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. We got, what is it? 6 more?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 6 more. And so stick around for the rest of the top 100. And like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.